What's going on, guys? Aero here, and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about Pokemon Legends Arceus and some of the new gameplay that we've gotten recently about the game, and just some of the details and things that you guys might have missed about it. Now, I did want to talk about this a couple days ago when it actually came out, but I wasn't really feeling that well, and maybe you still can kind of hear it in my voice, but I was a little bit sick and I still kind of do feel not the best, but I still want to get some videos out for you guys and I really want to talk about this, so I figured I would still record one. But yeah, I really do want to talk about this because there is some cool stuff in here. Now real quick before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that I'm actually partnered with Best Buy now, and so there will be a link below in the description to Pokemon Legends Arceus, both the digital version and the physical version. If you click the link and then buy from there, you can really support me and help out the channel a lot, so I would really appreciate it. And Best Buy is awesome because they'll actually send you the game the day that it comes out, it'll be delivered right to your doorstep, and you get free shipping and all of that as well. So if you want to get the game the best possible way and also support me, I would really appreciate it if you buy clicking those links. Alright, but moving into Pokemon Legends Arceus, the Pokemon Company finally revealed a long 13-minute gameplay video of the game a few days ago, and I'm not really going to talk about the video itself because I'm sure all of you guys have probably seen it by now, but I am going to talk about some of the things from that video that are kind of hard to see or pretty easy to miss for some people that you might have not noticed, because it does add a lot of cool things and information about the game, so that's what I'm going to be talking to you guys about in this video. Alright, so the first thing that we've got here is actually about the draw distance in the game, and so this was actually something that was kind of an issue with Pokemon Sword and Shield, where whenever you were kind of far away from something, stuff will kind of just pop out of the ground, and it looked really unnatural. But we can see right here, if we skip a few frames ahead here, you can see right here in the background that there's actually a person who kind of like fades in. You guys can see right here, as we're clicking here, you're gonna see like right around in the background, you can see this person who kind of fades in. So I think it's kind of cool how it's just gonna be kind of like a gradual fade now instead of just them popping out like how they did in Sword and Shield. Alright, the next thing here is if we take a look at this screenshot right here, we can see the player has just caught a Buizel at level 3, and if we take a look at it, we can see that some of the other like Pokemon that this person has gained some EXP like how we usually get now in most recent Pokemon games, but the XP that these Pokemon have gained are 15 and 25, which is actually different than what you would normally gain for catching a Pokemon like this in previous generations, which is making a lot of people think that maybe the EXP is actually going to be different this time in terms of how it's calculated, and so that could be better for game balancing, so hopefully you don't end up having like a super over level team for just catching a lot of Pokemon. Take a look at this Pokemon that was just caught here. As the trainer goes to get the Pokeball for it, they actually also receive a new item in this game called a Ball of Mud, which you can see right here. So it says here that they received a Ball of Mud. Now it actually shows up right here at the bottom too, where they have all of their items, so we don't know exactly what the Ball of Mud is going to do, but I feel like it's probably going to work like how Mud did in the Safari Zone, where some of you guys might remember if you played the Safari Zone games back when there was an option for Mud, you could throw Mud at some Pokemon and it would allow you to kind of have an easier chance at catching them, but it also increased the chance that they had for fleeing Pokemon, so maybe it's probably going to act like that, where you could throw a Ball of Mud to try to make the Pokemon easier to catch. Well, this next part is actually pretty interesting because it looks like when you do have an objective where you have to get to a certain place, there's actually going to be like an icon here with a number that's going to get smaller and smaller the closer you approach them. So like we can see here the 9 is becoming an 8, and then a 7, and then it's just getting closer and closer. So it's kind of cool that they have the system like this. We see something like this a lot in many kind of open types of games like this, so that's pretty interesting. I mean, it reminds me a lot of like Xenoblade, for example, where if you guys have played Xenoblade 2, you know that there's like an icon at the top where it gets lower and lower as you get closer to your next main quest thing, so it's kind of cool how that's inside of this game as well. We can also see there's an NPC here that says, need to switch up your Pokemon or buy items, come on by. So it's looking like this is going to be kind of the place that you're going to have to go to in order to switch out your Pokemon, kind of like the PC, and maybe even some items that you can buy here, so you're going to be able to like buy potions and stuff before you head out into like the wild to catch Pokemon and stuff, so that's kind of interesting. So it looks like it's actually going to be like this base camp where you're going to be able to do that, and you're not actually going to be able to just freely switch Pokemon like whenever you want, like how you could in a lot of the more recent Pokemon games. Maybe you can though, maybe it is a feature that gets unlocked later, but I think that this would be kind of fair though if you could do it at the base camp. That way, like, it's not so easy to just be able to go out into the wild, see that you're at a disadvantage for like a really strong Pokemon, and then just instantly be able to switch out your team right then and there. So I think that this is kind of cool and definitely is kind of a fair balance of when you can switch out your Pokemon. We can see that there's a crafting table that you're also going to have at the base camp, and you're going to be able to craft items here, and you can also craft in bulk. As you can see right here, you're actually going to be able to craft multiple of the same item, so that's pretty nice. Take notes, Animal Crossing, so that's nice that you can actually do that inside of this game. Alright, this next thing is a little easy to miss, but if we take a look right here, you can actually see that at the very top, there's like this little icon that's going to pop up right here that shows you exactly where your like main objective thing is. So like if you're kind of lost in like the open-ish areas and you don't know exactly where to go back to base camp and stuff, there's actually going to be a little icon that's going to pop up here and show you kind of which direction to go if you want to get back there. So I think that it is kind of nice how they do have that to help players out. Alright, the next thing that we've got here is some footage of a Pokemon battle, and if we take a look at the top right corner here, we can actually see that there's a plus button and an icon for a magnifying glass. And so we don't know exactly what this is going to do, but I'm really hoping that this is going to kind of bring back that feature that shows you exactly how many stat boosts that each Pokemon has on each side, and like how many turns of rain might be left, or if there's like a light screen or something. I think that would definitely help to make stuff easier. Yeah, I really hope that that feature does come back where it kind of shows you what the buffs and debuffs are like for each Pokemon. Alright, so this next part is still kind of interesting because it's taking place within the battle itself, but we can see right here, once the Oshawott actually uses its attack here, and I think it uses Tackle on the Shinx, for some reason the Shinx actually doesn't use an attack back. So we can see right here, the Oshawott hits it with a Tackle, it's going to take some damage, and then it's going to go back, and then for the Shinx, it's just going to say here, Shinx is looking around. So I don't know exactly why it comes up like this, where it just says Shinx is looking around. Maybe it's because if you startle it and it's kind of in shock, you can get more turns that way and you can battle it that way. Or maybe in like the early game, the Pokemon aren't just going to attack you right away, so it's kind of a little easier and it's kind of with the way that the game is balanced. I don't know, but I did find that kind of interesting because obviously in all like previous Pokemon games, as soon as you kind of get right in your adventure, like wild Pokemon are just going to start attacking you all the time in battle. Alright, so this next part shows you actually throwing a berry for like the Psyduck, which is going to distract it. But what's kind of interesting here is as the Psyduck gets distracted and goes to the berry here to eat it, we can actually see here the Baneri that's behind it is actually just going to kind of freeze in time, which is a little weird. We have seen already kind of pictures of other Pokemon, like multiple Pokemon interacting together, but like pretty much once you're focused here on this Psyduck, the Baneri is just kind of chilling here, and we really have no idea why that's kind of the case. I don't know if it's kind of like a bug with the game, but it's kind of just frozen in time. It kind of reminds me of like Pokemon Sword and Shield. Whenever you climb like a ladder or something, everything will kind of just freeze in time for some reason. It was really weird, but a lot of people have also said that maybe this is kind of exactly the way that it's supposed to be, because Baneri is of course a rabbit, and one of the things that rabbits do in the wild is if there is like some kind of thing that they feel like could be dangerous happening, they actually become really still to try to pretend like there's nothing happening there. It's like a defense mechanism for them, so maybe that's what they're trying to imply here, where like Baneri is just standing really still to avoid that, and if that's kind of what they're going for, then that's actually really creative. We've always kind of wondered exactly how many hits are we going to be able to take, or when is it actually going to show us exactly like how much health we still have left, because there's no like trainer health bar or anything to know. But it looks like this is actually going to be the indicator now, where you can actually see here that on this screenshot with the borders, there's actually some red like kind of blood effect around these borders here that kind of shows you that you've been damaged severely. So right now you can see it right here. It kind of reminds me a lot if you play FPS games when you get like shot a lot and you're actually really hurt. It looks like that. So obviously once you have all of this red around you, you're like severely damaged, and of course that means then if a Pokemon does manage to hit you with an attack while you're damaged like this, that is when everything is going to go black and you are going to black out. Alright, the next thing that we've got here is a screenshot of what exactly it's going to look like when you do a survey report. So we can see right here, it shows you the total number of Pokemon that you caught, different species that you caught, Pokemon that you caught for the first time, Pokemon using a backstrike, and then of course you also get rewarded here with some money. So it looks like that these are all going to be like different kind of multipliers, like the more Pokemon you catch, the more money you'll probably get, the more different species you catch, the more money you'll probably get, the more Pokemon you caught for the first time, you'll probably get more money, and if you catch it using the special backstrike method, you'll probably get more money as well. So that's probably going to determine how much money you're going to be able to make, as well as your ranking probably as well. So that's probably how that's going to work. So it does look kind of interesting, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing exactly how that's all going to work. And of course there are some other kind of blank spaces here as well, and it looks like you could even scroll potentially. So I am waiting to see kind of exactly what everything is going to look like for all the different types of criteria. It also looks like that you're going to have to catch Pokemon multiple times in order to learn the most information about them. So we can see right here that this Shinx looks like that it's actually actually been caught a lot of times, and so because of that, the Shinx's research level is level 8 here, and we actually have a lot of information about it, like it's the flash Pokemon, what types of foods it likes, items that it usually carries, stuff like that. But then if we take a look at this Buizel, for example, here, we have insufficient data on exactly what type of Pokemon it is. Its research level is only 2. We don't know what types of items it has, what food it likes, so it looks like that this game is really going to kind of encourage you to catch a lot of the same Pokemon, so that might be a little bit too grindy for some people, so definitely be kind of cautious of that. I don't really mind that. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing exactly what it's all going to look like, but I don't mind catching a lot of the same Pokemon, but to some people that might seem a little bit tedious and boring, so that is something that I did want to talk about. It looks like that there's actually going to be real, genuine side quests for the first time in a Pokemon game, so you're actually going to be able to talk to NPCs and get side quests. And for example, like this one right here says Big Buizel, Little Buizel, so it's kind of cool how it's going to be requested by an NPC, and you're actually going to get rewards here, such as EXP candy, which is also now confirmed to be coming back. So I do feel like stuff like this is kind of cool, because especially if you are going to be catching a lot of Pokemon and you want to use different Pokemon on your team, this EXP candy is definitely going to come in handy if you want to level up your Pokemon without doing like a whole bunch of wild battles and doing a whole bunch of extra grinding for no reason. And of course, this is also optional, so to the people who did use it in like Sword and Shield and didn't really understand it and got like level 100 Pokemon really early into the game, now you don't have to worry because you know exactly what it's going to be like, and it might be balanced in a pretty good way so that you don't get like an overabundance of them really early into the game. Alright, the next thing that we've got here is actually Starly, but it shows us the stats of Starly for the first time, and so these stats are actually way higher than what a normal Starly at level 6 is supposed to have, so it is kind of a little weird, and we don't know exactly how stats are going to work inside of this game, so I figured I would talk about it real quick and just give you guys my thoughts on it. I'm excited to see exactly how this new stat system is going to work. There's also like these numbers here where we can see right for like some of them. I think if we go to the Shinx here, for the HP it has the number 3. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean, if that's like the number of IVs or how many times you level it up to max or something. I don't know, but it is kind of weird because the stats for every Pokemon are significantly higher. Like a Shinx is not supposed to have 66 HP at level 6, but I don't know, I guess we're gonna have to see exactly how stats do work in this game. Alright, this next thing here is kind of an interesting detail about exactly how the Agile and Strong attacks are going to work. So if we take a look right here, the trainer is using a Lopunny against the Skolduck, and it's going to use a special form of the move Play Rough. So you can see right here that it actually has a full 10 out of 10 PP, but we can see right here after that they actually use the attack on it. You can see right here they use Agile style and then they go for the Play Rough. So obviously here now it's going to go into the Agile style mode. I also do wish that cutscene, hopefully there is a way to turn that off because it might get a little annoying to have to see that every single time, but we can see right here after the Lopunny does attack the Golduck and uses Agile style Play Rough, if we go back to the fight screen now and then we look at the moves, Play Rough actually has 8 out of 10, so it actually counts as 2 PP, I think, if you use the Agile style or if you use the Strong style. So it is going to be important to kind of consider that when you're using attacks that only have a very few amount of PP, like Double Edge and Close Combat, that we can see down here as well. Now it also looks like that the PP has been changed for a couple moves as well, so like if we take a look at this Baniri right here, for quick attack it only has 20 PP, and I'm pretty sure it usually has like 30 or 25 or something. It's definitely not 20, so it has been nerfed a little bit in that sense. And then we can also see for like Luxray right here, for Thunder, the PP has now been reduced to 5, so it looks like that some attacks do have reduced PP for some reason. I don't know if that's for game balance or something, but it is kind of interesting to note because it is different than previous Pokemon games. Next thing is kind of cool here because we can see the boss fight against Cleaver, but Cleaver's actually going to use the move Stealth Rock, which actually does a ton of damage in this game, which is really weird because obviously anybody who has played Pokemon before knows that Stealth Rock is not a move that does damage. You just use it to set up rocks on the other side, so whenever they switch in, they take a little bit of damage. So it's kind of weird how Stealth Rocks actually does so much damage in this game. It actually does like 100 or so damage or something like that. And then it actually has a cool effect here which says Jagged Splinters dug into Psyduck. Now, I don't know if that means it's still going to have the normal Stealth Rock effect, like if you switch in Pokemon, they're still going to take damage from the Stealth Rock, or if it's going to be like a new effect now, kind of like Fire Spin, where every turn the Splinters are just going to hurt the Psyduck as well. So I don't know how exactly that's going to work, but it is cool that a lot of the moves have also looked like that they've been kind of reworked for this game. Also, something really interesting about these boss fights is that you're actually going to have to beat these Pokemon multiple times. So we can see right here the Cleaver is on red HP and the Psyduck is going to use Water Pulse here, which is obviously going to take it out because it is a rock type Pokemon, so it's super effective. The Cleaver goes down, but of course we can see right here, even though its health goes all the way down, it just says Cleaver let its guard down, now is your chance to throw bombs. So basically you're going to have to kind of reduce its HP to 0 multiple times. So this isn't going to be just your typical normal boss fight where you're just going to have to get it to 0 once. It looks like you're actually going to have to defeat this Pokemon in battle multiple times, which could actually get hard after you start losing more Pokemon if it starts using more powerful attacks. So that is going to be really interesting to see how that is all going to work. And finally, the last thing that we've got here is from the Riddler, and so this is like an insider who's been giving a lot of kind of hidden details about this game, and so the Riddler has basically just said that the moves Hidden Power and Judgment are going to get a massive buff inside of these games. So Judgment, obviously being Arceus' signature move, I definitely do believe that it's probably going to get some super cool power inside of this game. Makes a lot of sense. Hidden Power, I mean, Unknown are part of the Sinnoh region, so if Unknown are in this game, which they probably will be at some point, so that'll be kind of interesting to see how that's going to work. But yeah, there you go guys, those are 20 secrets that you might have not noticed from the gameplay footage of Pokemon Legends Arceus. If you guys enjoyed this video, then definitely be sure to click that like button and also comment down below and let me know how you guys think about this. How are you guys feeling now with seeing the gameplay footage of Pokemon Legends Arceus? Are you excited for this game? Are you not looking forward to it? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Pokemon content in the future, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.